I was born in the northern part of Uganda, a year after my family had been forced into camps due to the LRA rebellion. Everyone in all other communities thought of us as primitive, our own people fighting our own people. We're the poorest in the country, lowest education standards. So I grew up thinking, I'm meant to be part of a certain part of society. Even when I get into new communities, it's always hard to break through because there's that perception in there. The people in northern Uganda were known for fighting so much against colonial rule. And so it was like a punishment towards northern Uganda to deny them access to a number of social services. When Uganda got independence, because they were less educated, the other parts of the country had control over political offices, and so that became more of who controls, I would call it who controls the truth. For example, who is determining school curriculums, who is determining the ways of behavior in the country. They created this perception of Uganda, which excluded my people. At a certain age, about 10 years, my parents could afford a life in another city away from the war-torn area, away from the camps, so we left the camp. My mother tongue is actually spoken in northern Uganda, but then when I left northern Uganda and went to the other region, I didn't want to associate with my language because it's associated with a number of many bad things. So I got back and I could no longer speak my language. I looked at myself as someone better than the people in my community. When I went to university, I went to a different part of the country. I met a group of people that had never interacted with people from my country, and we had a nickname. It was Mululu, which to them meant cannibals, because they felt like this is a primitive group of people from the war. They eat each other, they are ruthless. Because of all these systems existing within school, you grew up knowing that you're a certain person. The way teachers treated you, the way they looked at you, it's like you are not as good as other people. I also felt a little privileged compared to other people in my society, because most of my childhood friends dropped out of school, started up families at very much younger ages, where I was able to go to university. So living in these two different setups, where in school I felt low, and then in my community I felt that privilege and that power dynamic. At some moment I felt like I don't know who I am anymore, how to strike a balance between the two, and started questioning, and maybe when I get back to my community, am I now also part of the oppressor? I used to run a number of activities in my own community, a number of projects, but all of a sudden I stopped a number of things because I started questioning, why am I doing it this way? If it is something that I learned in school, isn't it part of how I was created to make sure that me and my people stay at a certain level? About what we can do as my people, I think it's all about working together. People like me that have had the opportunity to get an education and see things a certain way, can work together with the other people and not impose what we feel is right, and have that collective energy, that collective community to work together and improve our societies.